number 30 of Deathstroke, which is Christopher Priest writing, of course, and Carlo Pugolane on the art. So this is the start of Batman vs Deathstroke, and amusingly enough, this one actually is mostly Batman centric to the point where it feels like a Batman comic, and then Deathstroke shows up eventually
And that's
later on.
That's what I think they meant by a series within a series, because it's not traditionally Deathstroke. It feels like a mini.
It does feel like a separate mini that is just being incorporated into the larger run.
Yeah.
Even the fact that the cover has a big part 1 in the corner, but almost looks like number 1 of a series.
Yeah.
At a glance.
It does.
Even the title, it says, Deathstroke versus Batman, but it looks like that's the title of the book, the way it's written.
Yeah.
It does. It's the way they've been promising it. Even like as this series within a series, even the variant cover actually is the Deathstroke versus Batman at the top as the logo, not just the Deathstroke.
So no, I'm happy to see this is actually a nice change of pace, because I feel like Deathstroke's been overly complex for a while. This was a nicer, almost just a Batman story, but so there's been a break-in, Batman goes to check it out, this is suspicious, it's related to this big crime boss, this all stuff's going on, but Gordon finds, there's something here, someone's left something for you, and it's like, it's DNA results, and he's like, hey, I know these, this is Talia and Damien, someone's trying to tell me something, and he's like, this is saying that Deathstroke's Damien's father, and Deathstroke, when he eventually shows up towards the end, because Batman kind of lures him out, he's he's trying to assassinate this crime boss guy, and he's like, hey, what about this? And Deathstroke's like, nah, it's a lie.
I looked into it, it's fake, I don't care.
And he's like, hey, this is to set us against each other, this is someone playing us. He's like, yeah, but we need to know, and until I know for sure, like, I'm not leaving your, I'm going to interrupt your business.
Every contract that you take.
Yeah.
Because that's part of the thing, is Deathstroke, kind of like what we're saying in Justice League, is like, hey, like, I'm okay with you existing, taking out criminals, Batman, like, it's fine for me. We just don't cross paths.
Yeah, your business and my business never cross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, Batman's going to get in his face, and that's obviously what's going to lead to the conflict here. But yeah, it was very Batman focused. Because Batman, he tracks down he tracks down who broke into the place in the first, the bank or whatever in the first place. With the Batmobile, he gets some, and he's like, hey, who sent you? Blah blah blah. Gets information which leads them to the bad guy. Other than that, of course, we had some Wintergreen Alfred.
I think this might be my favorite part of the issue.
I
wasn't expecting this the British bonding.
Yeah, because it's over years as well, right? Because it's like the first page is like...
Yeah, then it's 10 years later, I think.
Yeah. So, I mean, my only slight criticism, if any, and I guess not really, but if I was to play a bit of devil's advocate here and say...
Does he get too into the football talk?
Oh, no, well, yeah, that's true. But that's the thing, I just ignored that part. I just sort of skimmed that bubble and they're talking about football.
I assume both of you just went, I have no idea what any of these words are, who these people are.
I can reckon. I like sports, so I can pick up on what sports
I just waited till they stopped talking about football for stuff that was relevant and top back in there. Just the idea.
Do you want to know who Alfred was with? Like, who's that lady?
Yeah, because I feel like it's one of these things where they're retconning back in, well, Alfred and Wintergreen have known each other all these years, and it's kind of cool, but I'll just criticise that it's one of these comic things where they retcon in so much of this stuff and these connections in the past between so many things that, okay, it's another one, alright, fine, I'll go with it, but...
Yeah. I get it, it makes sense to me, though.
I do like the idea that Alfred was Special Forces in, what is that, you call that SAS?
Yeah.
Over there. And one of my favorite things that John has done was in Earth 1. He's, like the bodyguard, but in order to get Bruce, who's traumatized at the death of his parents, he goes, no, I'm your butler. And he kind of just takes on that role. So I like when they kind of bring that back into the main continuity.
Yeah, we've had it a bit in Snyder's Batman, the All-Star stuff. We had that Alfred arc where it was, the younger Alfred training as the agent and stuff.
Yep.
So that is definitely in continuity, as that's his background as well as the actor. I think he did that and then went into acting.
Yeah, I mean, it also sets up how he's good at patching him up because he was a medic in the army. So
yeah. And I like when they just play up on that Alfred has the seer vest. He's not just the proper English butler. Like he can.
I think it's why I really buy this bonding with Wintergreen. They're actually kind of really similar. And they kind of bump into each other. It makes sense that they'll strike up a friendship to me.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah, no, I mean, there's no logistical problems with it. It's just, they retcon so much stuff like this into the backstory at times that I
That's
go,
fair.
oh, here's another one. All right.
Oh my God, Deathstroke really is the Dark Batman, and not just with looks and abilities. Like he has his Alfred, he has the really jacked up family, and the loss of one of the sons. You know, so
It's true. Yeah.
the secret youngest sibling that no one knew about, and
I really like the action set piece of like luring, like he has the dummy hanging, which is meant to be the guy Deathstroke's trying to kill, and then he jumps him mid-air, and they fight in the air so much that they end up like he has the bat wing come in, and they land on the bat plane in the wing, and they're fighting on the bat wing, and then they go in the water. There's something so big and ridiculous about the action set piece, but in a really sort of grounded, because these aren't superpowered individuals. This isn't Superman and Green Lantern like going through walls and with a big blast and all that. This is just hand-to-hand combat in the air that lands on a plane, and it reminds me of like a big dumb action movie where you really just like sell that. Oh, okay, right. So they go out the building, but they land on something else, and they keep fighting, and they keep it has that kind of vibe to it.
Yeah, it's an early '90s action piece,
Yeah, and the art's fantastic for this whole sequence as well.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
It really pops.
It's good. Of course, the standout art of this has to be the variant issue cover, because Jesus Christ.
I don't know which I prefer. Like I love the Lee Weeks cover as well, but then the
great,
cover for the variant is phenomenal.
I hadn't seen that variant. When I looked at that variant, I was like, holy shit.
Him wiping the sword with Superman's cape is oh man, that's so cool.
It's beautiful.
It upsets me a teensy bit, I'm not going to lie.
This artist, whoever this dude is, yeah, I know it's a he. I did see the name, I just can't remember it.
I feel like credits being at the end of the issue.
It's Francesco Mattina.
There you go. This guy, clearly anything he does, you could just frame and put in the wall. Look at it.
I know, and I don't like. Not to spoil the cover discussion too much, but it's not fair that Deathstroke has two phenomenal covers this week. Because both of them are just gorgeous.
Yeah. So, it's good stuff. So, I like this first part of this.
I'm really digging it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a solid first part.
Now, I know who's trying to set him up against. Is it the League? Is it, like, who has a vested interest in Deathstroke?
Yeah, that's just true. And, of course, because Deathstroke even, is it Raz, is it Talia? It's one of them. They're playing against each other.
I think that's the thing. We've got to look at it more from who... Obviously, this issue plays it as, who's setting up Batman is the focus of the issue. But obviously, this is actually Deathstroke's book, so we've got to look at it, who's got the vendetta against Deathstroke?
Yeah, obviously, I think Raz and Talia are red herrings. I feel like it's probably going to...
I think it's more of a family matter.
It's a family matter. It could be one of the family members. It could, I don't know if, like, Icon's up to more shtick. I don't know if it's like, but it's someone from Deathstroke's book, whether it's a villain or someone who's an ally who hates him.
I'm calling it now. It's Adeline.
That's a good guess.
I'm expecting that as well.
That's a very good guess.
Because she is all wrapped up with Rose, and how basically Rose came in and was supposed to be an asset, but with the Willow stuff, completely messed up Adeline's.
Do you know what? I don't think this is even to throw Deathstroke off. I think this is more just to keep him busy.
Oh, right, sure, yeah.
Let's just throw Batman at him. That'll keep him busy for a week.
Mm-hmm.
I was really digging this.
The fact that we're talking about Deathstroke's ex-wife means that Priest has really done something with this series.
Yeah.
Where she was always a throwaway character in Titans who just showed up with Joey. And but over the course of this, they've really established her as this big threat. And
then, we've criticised the run a little bit here or there for its overcomplications of things, but it's definitely done a lot for a bunch of characters that don't get a lot of spotlight.
I do think it's a very strong issue. Then, like you say, it kind of is back to basics for the run, and I think the run has done really well over time. Yeah, it's been overcomplicated at times, issue to issue, but as a whole, it's really succeeded. But this is a really nice change of pace to go. Okay, no, let's bring it back down. Let's boil it down to just Deathstroke. Essentially, let's take away the family elements for now, and let's focus in on him and how he affects the outside world. In this case, with Batman. And I'm really looking forward to seeing where this goes.
Yeah, because I was getting tired of the Icon and just all of that stuff. It's all very complex. So I'm happy that we can take a break and just tell what looks like a fun team up. Because yeah, it's Deathstroke versus Batman. I'm sure they'll fight a little bit more. But I hope this has more of a buddy, like 48 hours.
I feel like
to it.
they'll work together, but it'll break into them fighting almost every issue
Yeah.
until they resolve whatever's going on.
Probably.
Yeah, 'cause they don't have, neither of them have coping skills.